Whew. Hello and welcome to my channel. Happy New Year. We are in 2021. Who would have thought? Who would have thought with the way 2020 was going, we'll be here. But we thank God we've made it. We're here, we're alive, we're well. I hope you guys had a safe and sound Christmas and a great New Year. It's been a while since I've been on here, but it will go into what I'm going to talk about today. And for the first video of 2021, I thought it would be literally perfect if I do a video on how to stay motivated, because I know everyone at the beginning of the year, they all are filled with motivation. Everybody has their goals. Trust me, I have a bunch of goals that I've written down. But what happens when you're, let's say, a month or two in, and the motivation you had today, January 1st, is not the same as February 1st? We're going to talk about that. One of the main reasons why you lose your motivation, one, and how to stay motivated and just make sure that you are still on track to accomplish all those goals, those business goals that you had this year. We're going to do it this year, and we're going to talk about how. So yeah, the number one reason that I've found personally, if you lose motivation, this is one of the main reasons what I've learned and I've seen with other people, is when you compare yourself to other people. I just dropped the gym. But anyway, when you compare yourself to other people, it will literally kill your motivation. Because, and this is what happened to me, which is why I haven't been on YouTube for like a month or so. Well, maybe almost like a month and a half, sorry. But yeah, when you start comparing yourself to other people, you are literally killing your motivation. So for me personally, I'm going to share an example. During Black Friday, I saw all these businesses, they were launching like products and all this stuff. And I was like, damn, you were supposed to launch something. Like, damn, I want to launch something too. Like, I wanted to launch something too. But like, cause life happens, I didn't work towards it enough. I was comparing myself to other people, like, damn, they're all launching classes, making their money, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, damn, I wish that was me. And I lost motivation a little bit. I can't even lie, because I was like, damn, I guess I'm not doing as good as I thought. And that's what happens when you compare yourself to people. And literally comparing yourself to other people could literally kill your motivation, because you will feel like you're not doing enough. You will feel like, oh, but she's there, but I'm not there. But guess what? They might have been at it for 10 years. You just started a year ago. You are not going to be at the same level as someone that started 10 years ago. And one of the best advice I've ever gotten, never compare your year one to somebody else's year five. Everybody, no matter what you do, you guys can literally follow the same timetable, like everything, do everything to the T, and you will still not get the same result, because you are different. And that's one thing I want you, this is kind of like a preachy thing, but like also stay motivated. But anyway, yeah, that's one of the things that you want to keep in mind, because like, if you compare yourself to somebody, you will lose motivation so quick. You can look at other people for inspiration, like, oh my gosh, you're doing something. Damn, that's a good idea. Maybe I should incorporate that. But if you look at them in jealousy and look at them, I could do better than that. Oh, maybe I should do that too. Like, if you look at them in jealousy, then no, we don't do that. Don't look at other people in jealousy. Don't look at other people in a bad way. Look at them as inspiration, not competition. When you look at them as competition, you might get hurt because they might do it better than you. And that's just the truth. So keep that in mind. Don't compare yourself to other people. I know it's easier said than done, but it's one thing that you can do that will literally keep your motivation like at a good level. Because when you're on your own pace and when you're on your own journey and everybody else, it's just background noise. It's not something that like you're focused on at the same time. You're going to come up with good ideas, because you won't even have a bunch of ideas going at once. And if you try to use someone else's timetable, it might not work for you, and you don't want to do that. So that's like my number one tip, kind of like to stay motivated and make sure that like you accomplish your goals as well too. So yeah, the second one, I kind of talked about this. Everybody's journey is different. And I'm going to say this, don't be so hard on yourself if you are not accomplishing your goals at the rate that you thought. Everybody's journey is different, and we're not all gonna succeed at the same time. We might start at the same time, but we might not all get to our destination at the same time. You might have a little detour on the road. She might have a little traffic, a little accident. You never know. And don't compare yourself to other people again. And everybody's journey is different. Know that your path is your path. And by the end of the day, you will still get there no matter what. If that is God's glory, if that is God's plan for you, you will still get that at the end of the day. And this is kind of another one tied to this, is you will mess up. I hate to break it to you. You will mess up. And the more you realize that early on in your journey, it will save you so much time and so much heartache and so much like stress. Because like a lot of times when these things happen, we mess up in life and we're like, oh my gosh, I failed. Well, I'm gonna give up. I'm done. But when you do that, all those goals that you set for yourself, you can no longer accomplish them because you're like, well, I messed up one. It didn't work out once. Goodbye. I'm done with my goal. And that is literally so just, it's not good. So if you tell yourself early on, okay, I'm going on this journey to start this business, not to be negative, and this is not even being negative at all. Just be aware, not everything will go smoothly. You will have some bumps in the road. You will have a detour, and it's just part of life. You will mess up along the way. On your first day, you might think you might get 100 sales. You might only get 10. Guess what? Celebrate those 10 sales. Don't be bummed and be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna give up right now because I only got 10 sales. Like, don't be that person. Like, you will mess up, and it's just part of life. It sucks, but it's the journey of life. And like I said, the earlier you tell yourself this, and not in like a demeaning way, like you're gonna fail, this, that. Some people might not fail. Again, everybody's gonna have a little mess up. It's just about how you look at it. If you always look at it as a failure, as a setback, then that's what it will be, and it will set you back. But if you look at it as, okay, so I wanted to do this, it didn't work out. What can I learn from this? If you change your perspective that way, it will help you tremendously. That's the main thing. You got to change your perspective. Don't look at it as, oh, a failure. Look at it as, okay, what did I do and what can I learn from this? That's so, so important. And another reason that I want to say stay motivated is check in with yourself. So with 2019, I'm going to give an example. And it's still not out right now because I didn't check in with myself. I set a goal out in 2019. It is now January 1st, 2021. Have I accomplished that goal? No, because I didn't check in with myself. And to stay motivated and to make sure that you accomplish your goals, it is important that you check in with yourself. And I do this with my sister. We try to do every now and then, but life gets busy. But for the most part, every quarter, about 3 to 4 months or so, I check in with my goals and I say, okay, what have I done in the last 3 months that's going to bring me closer to my goal? What can I improve on? What changes can I make? And that's a way to keep yourself motivated. Because if you get into the rut of something, like for me, I braid. If I just think about braiding, all those goals that I set for myself, they will not get done. Because if I'm just focused on one thing, like, how do I put this? So yeah, I'm gonna reword this a little bit. But yeah, if I just focus on braiding, at a while, I'll get in a rut and it would just be about, okay, it's just part of the process. Oh, I have appointments this weekend. It's another cycle that I'm just going to. But if I constantly check in with myself and make sure that, like, okay, all those goals that you set for yourself, either at the beginning of the year or a month ago, whatever, I'm still working towards those goals, that will keep you motivated. Because every 3 months there's a change, and you don't want to get in the rut of something, doing something that like you literally get bored of it. And your goals should not be boring. They should be fun. They should be exciting. They should be something like, yo, I can't wait to do this. Like, there should be an excitement there that you want to do. But yeah, so make sure that you check in with yourself every 3 to 4 months. Make sure that you check in with yourself. Okay, what have I done in the last 3 months that's going to help me get closer to those goals? Maybe you wanted to work out. Maybe you're still eating, I don't know, a donut or something. I don't know. Maybe, and also, we'll talk about this next. But yeah, maybe you're still eating that little donut. Be like, oh, maybe not eat a donut as much. Maybe not drink coffee as much, have as much sugar. If whatever it is, make sure that you are checking in with yourself every 3 to 4 months to keep yourself on your tail, to make sure that like those goals that you set, you are still working towards them. So the last one I'm going to talk about is to set a realistic goal. So let's say I want to buy real estate this year. I tell myself I want to buy real estate this year. I don't really have a credit card. How am I going to get a house if I don't have credit? I don't really have, like, there are a lot of factors that I don't have that will like stop me from accomplishing that goal. So make sure that you set realistic goals for yourself. Because also, if you set goals that are so like, I'm not saying don't dream big, but at the same time be realistic. Because if you have goals that are so big that like you can't accomplish that, then you feel down, you feel bad about yourself, you feel like you failed yourself, and you don't want to do that. For instance, I wanted to start working out this year. I was going to tell myself, oh my gosh, you're going to get in the best shape of your life. I'm like, Kemi, you haven't worked out in like 6 months. Let's be real. Let's call it what it is. If I put that pressure on myself that like, you're going to go to the gym 5 days a week, like go, if I don't do that, then I feel like a failure, then I feel down. Like all the motivation I had, I'm like, well, I already failed, I might as well give up. But like if I tell myself, okay, you haven't been to the gym in the last 6 months, but start going maybe 2 times a week. Start there, maybe a little walk around the corner, and build your goals up. Don't try to jump from point A to Z. Go from like each letter, if that makes sense. So like for me, that's what I'm gonna do. I told myself I wanted to work out again this year. I'm not gonna put some unnecessary pressure on myself that like you have to go 5-6 times a week and lift weights and do this. If I do that on myself and I miss like a few days or a week, I will probably feel down like, oh, well damn, here we go again. I failed myself, I didn't accomplish the goal. And then slowly build up your goals. But if you set up goals that are like so like just like they're just so huge and you want to accomplish them in 3 to 6 months time and you don't have the skill set to accomplish that, you are almost setting yourself up for failure, and I don't want you to do that. So build up towards your goal slowly by slowly, and that will keep you motivated. So even if you don't reach, so even like those goals are so little that like you will reach them in those months. Like we're manifesting right now, like you will reach those goals in those months and you will feel like, oh my gosh, I did that, I feel and you will feel motivated to keep going. But if you set goals that are so like just like out of this world in such a short period of time and you don't meet them, then you feel down and you're like, oh just another year, not doing anything much. But if you set realistic goals for yourself, so you feel accomplished, you feel motivated, and that's just little things that you can do to make yourself feel better. So yeah, that's about it for me. Yeah, so again, just to run over and wrap it up, don't compare yourself to others. Everybody's journey is different. Don't compare your year 1 to somebody's year 5. You might start at the same time. They might have 100 sales, you might have 10. Okay, that's cool for them. That's their story. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That's their story. In your time, you will have your own 100 sales and more. Don't compare yourself to others. Your journey is going well. It's going good, and you will be successful. There's no if, ands, or but about it. If you put in the work, you will be successful. So yeah. And what else? Set realistic goals. Like I said, set goals that you can accomplish. Like if we're being realistic about it, between 2020 and 2021, there's literally a second difference. And to expect your entire mindset to change in that short amount of time, when you haven't done anything in the last 6 months to work towards changing that mindset, it's not realistic. So again, set realistic goals for yourself. Start little and build up little by little. Don't set goals that like you're almost setting yourself up for failure. So when you do fail, you're like, well, I give up. And last but not least, tying this up, you will probably mess up. You're a business, like you might have the biggest goals and like not even like, yeah, you will mess up. There are things that like they're just part of the learning process. There are some classes that I took that like I'm like, well, I could have saved my money there, but like it's all part of the journey. Change your perspective, change your mindset. Don't look at it as a failure, but look at it as a lesson. What can I learn from this? What can I use to better myself going forward? And that's another way to keep yourself motivated. And when you don't put so much pressure on yourself and you're aware mistakes will happen, set small goals for yourself, you will stay motivated because like you didn't put an unnecessary amount of pressure on yourself that like when you fail, you're like, the usual. But yeah. Anyway, that's all for me. I hope you all have a great year. I hope you all set your goals. If you have any crazy goals down below, please comment down below. I would love to talk about them with you. I will share mine as well, and we can all talk about it down below in the comments. So yeah, I hope you all have a great and safe and sound year. I'm prophesying blessings, miracles, joy, happiness, peace in your life this year. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to check out my other video about 5 things you need to know before you start your business, or 5 things I wish I knew before I started my business. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day ahead, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.